Welcome to part 4 of Master Your Thinking. Your thoughts shape your life. Every action you take, every goal you chase, and every emotion you feel starts with a thought. In this part, you will learn how to take control of your thinking so it works for you, not against you. When you master your thinking, you stop reacting to life and start leading it. You begin to choose your responses, build mental strength, and make better decisions. This is not about thinking positively all the time. It's about thinking clearly, calmly, and with purpose. Let's begin the journey of mastering your mind. D. Doing your own research. The fourth step is to do a lot of research. This means looking for case studies and finding the best information you can. To start, ask yourself, what is the best kind of information I can find? Maybe it's 1 or 2 books written by the top experts in that field. Maybe it's research papers from well-known universities. Or maybe it's a course made by the most trusted expert in your field. The important thing is to look for information in a smart way. If you don't, you might end up feeling confused and lost in too much information, or reading low-quality information that could mislead you or stop you from getting real results. By taking some time to choose the best way to search, you'll save yourself time and energy later. For example, when I wanted to become a full-time writer, I read books written by successful independent indie authors. One piece of advice they kept giving was, the best way to market your work is to write another book. Many indie authors keep writing new books instead of editing old ones, so I chose to do that too. But that doesn't mean everyone should do the same. Some writers focus more on promoting their current book to get speaking events or sell their other services. That can also be a good plan. Earlier, we learned that most writers don't earn much, but a few thousand earn a good living from writing. As we keep doing our research, we'll find a Facebook group called 20 Books to 50K. This group has over 35,000 writers, and some are full-time authors. Being part of this group, reading its top posts, and taking action helps us stand out. Good research is very important. It gives you an advantage over others. Even in fields with a lot of competition, only a few people take the time to find the best information. And of those few, only a small number actually use the information and stay strong enough to keep going. This doesn't mean success is guaranteed, but it does mean there are many things you can do to improve your chances. Doing your own deep research is a great first step. So when it comes to reaching your big goals, don't leave anything out. Do everything you can to find the best information and build the clearest view of how things really are. In part 3 of this book, Empowering Your Model of Reality, we'll talk about specific things you can do to strengthen your understanding and raise your chances of success. Now let's look at how to find the right information to improve your model of reality. Step 1. How to find high-quality information. There's a saying, garbage in, garbage out. This means if you use bad information, you'll get bad results. So to build the best understanding of the world, you need the best input. In other words, you need to find the highest quality information you can. To help with that, let's use the information levels I shared in Master Your Focus, the 3rd book in the Master Your series. Here's a simple list from lowest to highest quality. Blogs, articles, YouTube videos. These can give good tips, but they often stay on the surface and don't have much structure. That makes it hard to get long-term results. Free courses. These give a bit more organized information, but still may not go deep. Books. These can go deep into a topic, but they're only helpful if the reader does the exercises suggested. Paid courses. These give deep and well-organized information, which makes it easier for people to take action. Also, people are more likely to follow through since they paid for the course. High-end courses. These give very high-quality information in a very structured way. They often include group coaching and other activities that help people stay on track and excited. Because they cost more, people are usually more committed. Mentoring. This lets a student learn directly from an experienced expert. It can help them learn faster, use better strategies, and change their way of thinking. These let people learn from successful individuals with similar goals. They help people stay responsible and motivated. One-on-one coaching. This lets a student work closely with an expert. They get feedback right away and advice that fits their exact situation. It gives them the best strategy and strong support. If you have a big goal, you might want to pay for a course or work with a mentor or coach. Whatever you choose, try to learn faster by using the best tools and help available. Action step. Use your action guide to answer this question. What is the highest quality of information out there, and where can you find it? Now let's make sure the information you find is not only high quality, but also useful for your personal situation. Step 2. How to find the right information for you. Finding great information isn't enough. What matters even more is making sure that information fits your needs. To do that, have a clear goal. Know how the information connects to you, and make sure the information is current. A. Make sure you have a clearly defined goal. Before you can find the right information, you need to know why you need it. What do you want it to help you do? Do you want to learn the theory, or do you need steps to follow right now? Do you want deep information on something you already know, or do you want easy to understand info to help you get started? The kind of information you need depends on your goal and how much you already know. So if you know what you're trying to achieve, you'll be able to find the information that's best for you right now. Action step. Use your action guide to answer these questions. What exactly is my goal? What do I want to create or do with this information? For example, writing a paper, starting a new diet, or teaching something to someone. If I could get the perfect information to guarantee success, what would it look like? How would it be organized? These questions will help you figure out what kind of information you really need and what's the best way to find it, like asking a friend, checking certain websites, or reading certain documents. B. Understand how the information applies to you. One problem with any information is that the person or group giving it is always a bit biased. The person who created the content has their own life experience, values, personality, and goals. Because of that, their advice might not be what you need right now. You also have your own life experience, values, personality, and goals. So, just because someone offers what sounds like a great opportunity during a webinar, it doesn't mean you should go for it, no matter how excited you feel. Instead, you should take time to choose goals that match your values, passion, personal mission, and natural strengths. If you don't, the goals you go after might not be right for you. Here are some questions to help you choose information that works for you. Does the suggested plan or advice fit my situation? In other words, do you have the right experience, strengths, or personality to make this plan work? A strategy might work well for other people, but that doesn't mean it will work for you, at least not yet. Maybe the strategy goes against your weak points instead of using your strengths. For example, you might be great at writing but not good at speaking. In that case, being told to call people to grow your business might not work, or maybe you don't have enough experience yet to use the strategy. You might need to learn more basics before trying more advanced steps. Do I really want to use what I've learned? If you don't feel motivated, try to figure out if the method you're using is right for you. Maybe it's something you think you should do instead of something you want to do. Or maybe the method feels wrong to you, which creates inner resistance and stops you from moving forward. If needed, change your method or your goal. Forcing yourself to follow a goal that feels boring or goes against your values usually ends with you quitting. Action step. Answer these questions in your action guide. Does the suggested plan, course, or advice fit my situation? Do I want to take action using that information? If not, why not? What should I change? Make sure the information is up to date. Sometimes by the time you read something, it's already old, and it's not always easy to tell. For example, in my field, people who sold a lot of books 5 years ago might now offer outdated courses. These courses may confuse new writers. They might still have helpful tips, but old parts of the course can stop a new writer from understanding how things work today. The point is, make sure the information you're using is still useful and true. If it isn't, it can leave you confused or lost. A lot of tech-related info becomes outdated fast. For example, online marketing methods that worked 6 months ago might not work anymore. Always check when the content was made. Then ask yourself if it's still useful. If it's not current, it can cause you to take the wrong steps and stop you from reaching your goal. To build a better understanding of reality, always try to get the newest and most helpful information. Action step. To make sure the information is up to date, ask yourself, is this information still useful today? How can I be sure it is? If I don't know, is there someone I can ask? Bonus tip, how to handle feeling overwhelmed. With so much information around, it's easy to feel confused. Feeling overwhelmed is often a sign that you need to stop and think. It's a chance to look again at your plan, remember your goal, or clean up your notes. If you feel overwhelmed, pay attention. It probably means you're taking in more information than you can handle right now. If that happens, do these things. Stop what you're doing. Take a step back and focus on the big picture. Think about what you want to achieve and what the final result should be, and figure out the exact information you need to reach that goal. Grab a pen and paper and answer the questions above.
Be curious.
To improve how you understand the world, you should always be looking for new information that can help you reach your goals. This doesn't mean you should chase every new shiny idea, but you should watch trends and learn from successful people in your field. To reach big goals, you need to know more than most people in your area. So, if you want to make money from your art, learn everything about how to do that. If you want to be a coach, learn everything about coaching. If you want to be a trader, learn everything about trading. This might sound like common sense, but not many people actually do it. To build a good understanding of reality that brings real results, you need to keep learning and finding useful insights. Experts are always learning. They keep improving their skills. Even though they need it the least, they study the most. So you should start becoming an expert in your field too. Be curious about your goals. Learn everything you can. Look for the best ways and methods. Find areas where you can do better. Never think you're already good enough. Always push yourself to improve, and you'll get closer to your goals. Also, don't make guesses too early. When you're trying to match your goals with the real world, it's important to keep trying new things and stay open. A common mistake is when people think their way of seeing things is the only way. For example, they may think a marketing idea won't work because they wouldn't fall for it. But that doesn't mean others won't. A smarter way is to avoid guessing. Keep trying new things. For example, when Amazon started offering ads in Germany, I started running ads for my English language books there right away. I hoped to earn an extra $50 to $100 a month. I didn't expect much since my books weren't in German, but I made about $1,000 in sales that first month. Meanwhile, I saw other writers online still asking if they should try ads in Germany. The lesson: we all make bad guesses, but instead of guessing, we can test things. Think someone doesn't like you? Go ask them. Think your boss won't give you a raise? Ask anyway. Think your client won't pay for extra services? Offer them and see what happens. Bad guesses lead to bad actions or no action, and that gives bad results. So always keep testing. Stay curious and check your guesses by taking action. Action step. Stay curious by doing the following. Check out new books and articles often. Find and follow experts in your field. Question your guesses often and change your plan when needed. Try using ideas from other fields, not just your own. Watch for trends and try to predict what's coming. F. Listening to your emotions. Just because something makes sense doesn't mean it's what you should do. People are more emotional than logical. Most of the time, we make choices based on how we feel, not what we think. Why does that matter? Because to reach any goal, you need strong emotional reasons. Logic alone won't get you there. For example, you might find a great business idea that could make you a lot of money. But if you don't feel excited about it, you won't take enough action to succeed. Be careful of things that only sound good on paper. I don't just pick what looks the most profitable or what others say I should do. I focus on what excites me. If I feel excited, I'll stick with it long enough to see results. But if I do something only for money or to please others, I'll likely quit before finishing. For example, a business coach told one of my clients, a film producer, to make TV ads to earn money for his business. It made sense. TV ads pay well, and he could make them quickly. But as far as I know, he never did it. Why? Because he didn't care about making TV ads. The lesson is this: you must think about how you feel about your goal. Even if you have all the help and the best advice, if you're not motivated, you won't reach your goal. You'll just waste your time and energy. Action step. Use your action guide to answer these questions. How excited do I feel about my goal? What can I do to feel more motivated? Can I look at the goal in a new way, find new reasons to work on it, or change the goal completely? In summary, to improve your understanding of reality, you can: 1. Question your guesses and figure out what's really true. 2. Ask smart questions to guide your thinking and improve your results. 3. Talk to people who know a lot in your field. 4. Do detailed research and find the best information possible. 5. Don't guess. Test. Be curious. Avoid wrong guesses. 6. Listen to your emotions. How you feel is more important than what you think you should do. Remember, the more your view matches reality, the better your results will be. Avoiding common misconceptions and delusional thinking. Are you really doing everything needed to reach your goal, or do you just think you are? To reach big goals, you must be ready to face the truth. You should always try to see things as they really are and ask yourself if your plan and your level of effort match your dream. Sadly, many people believe things that stop them from doing what's needed to succeed. In this part, we'll look at 4 common wrong beliefs. Wrong belief number 1: I deserve to be successful. Wrong belief number 2: I do great work, so I should be successful. Wrong belief number 3: I'm just one big moment away from success. Wrong belief number 4: I'm already good enough and don't need to get better. Wrong belief number 1: I deserve to be successful. Many people feel like the world owes them something. These people believe they should have an exciting job, good health, and their share of happiness and success. Sometimes they also think they should be rewarded just because they care about something. When I started self-publishing books, I was happy about the chance to help others by giving them useful tips and ideas about self-improvement. I cared about my readers just as much as the most successful writers in my area. So I thought I deserved to make good money. Right? Wrong. Just because we care about something doesn't mean we should get anything in return. Yes, caring is the first step to creating helpful products or services that could bring money later. But it's not enough. The next step is to take action and put in the time and effort needed to reach the goal. If we care about people and really want to make a difference, we should do whatever it takes. We must show the world that we are serious. Just having good intentions doesn't mean we deserve success. So how serious are you about reaching your goals? What are you ready to do to achieve them? Wrong belief number 2: I do great work, so I should be successful. Just because you do high-quality work doesn't mean you'll be successful. Many talented painters, smart writers, amazing singers, and clever inventors stay unknown their whole lives. A writer once said her finance book didn't sell well, but she thought it was better than Rich Dad, Poor Dad, the top book in that area. The author, Robert T. Kiyosaki, told her he was a best-selling author, not a best-writing one. His book may not have been written the best, but it was shared and sold very well. The point is, doing great work is important, but often it's not enough. You must also promote your work well if you want it to have an effect. Also, doing good work once is not enough. You have to keep doing it again and again. For example, very few writers succeed with their first book, even if it's really well written. But writers who keep writing and promoting their books can succeed, even if their book isn't the best. Wrong belief number 3: I'm just one big moment away from success. After all these years of hard work, you think you're now just one big moment away from making it. But are you really? The problem is, you felt this way for years. Each time you launched a new product, service, or ad campaign, you thought this was it. But the big moment never came. Here's the truth. If you've been thinking you're almost there for a long time, then you're probably not close at all. Your big moment may not come soon or ever. Don't get me wrong. Being patient and not giving up is very important, but that doesn't mean patience will work in your current situation. This is where it gets tricky. The key is to look at your situation as clearly as possible. To do this, ask yourself questions like, Why do I believe that if I keep doing the same thing, I'll reach my goal? What clear proof do I have? How long have I worked on this goal? Why didn't I get the big moment I needed earlier? What real results have I reached? What big steps have I taken? Do they clearly show that I'm on the right path? Am I really putting in all the time and energy needed to succeed? Am I doing what successful people in my field do? If not, what can I start doing now, or what should I do differently? If you think your big moment is near, make sure that it really is. If not, you might waste more time. Wrong belief number 4. I'm already good enough and don't need to get better. Thinking you're good at something doesn't mean it's true. Maybe you're not as good as you think. When I started my blog in 2014, I thought my articles were great. But when I read them a few years later, I was really disappointed. I saw many problems that I couldn't see at the time. That's why you should always try to get better. Top performers, like athletes, singers, or actors, always try to improve. Why shouldn't you? If your goal is very important to you, then you should work to become the best you can be. To sum up, most wrong beliefs come from 2 main things. 1. Pride. We think we deserve success, or that we're better than others, or that we shouldn't have to work hard. 2. Unrealistic thinking. We don't clearly understand what's really needed to reach our goals. To remove these wrong beliefs, we need to be humble and ready to learn from mistakes. We need to put our egos aside and listen to feedback. Then we must think clearly, take steady action, replace unrealistic thinking with a more honest view, and build real confidence through experience. See also the section, How Your Ego Affects Your Thinking. Action step. On a scale from 1 to 10, 1 means not at all and 10 means completely true. Rate how much each of these 4 wrong beliefs fits your own situation. Write your answers in your action guide.